Dungeon Crawl Classics. Not sure if I made a video on this. I'm pretty sure I must have somewhere, maybe. But, man, this has some crazy ass art in it. But I'm not actually here to show you the Dungeon Crawl Classic itself. I do have the book. It's a great book. It's huge, thick, monstrous. Keep in mind this is a 1-inch square, so you know it's pretty massive. What I have is Zoinks. And a lot of guys haven't seen these, but they are actual Dungeon Crawl Classic dice. You don't see them up here in Canada that often. So we've got the Unicorn, yeah, Beaked Unicorn, and the Hellcat dice. Let's take a look inside. First we will look at Beaked Unicorn. Now, in each one of these packages, you get a piece of paper in here, which is the outside, which I will pull out. And you get a collection of awesome dice here. So included in this contains 14 marble black dice. One's a D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, D8, D10, the percentile D10, and a D12, a D14, a D16, D20, D24, and a D30. Now, why do you need all these dice? Well, because these creatures all do different attacks. So not only do you use the D20, which is this guy here, to roll for an attack, some of the creatures are even more proficient. So instead of a D20, they might be rolling the D, say, 24 or the D30, getting a better chance of hitting your character. In some cases, some attacks are done with one die, and then if they wanted to do a second attack, it's with a lower die, so it's less of a chance to hit each time. So this also gives you the stats to the Beaked Unicorn in here. So gives you its different attacks here. It's got special abilities against spellcasters and poison or enchanted creatures. Let's see. Yeah, interesting. Beaked unicorns can be found in league with chaotic warriors and anti-paladins. These alliances are never master and servant. Rather, the unicorn agrees to serve in return for the opportunity to slay spellcasters and other fae. Wow. They hold a grudge against those kinds. Okay. Cool. So yeah, it's just the gives you a little thing on the Beaked Unicorn on the inside as well. A little backdrop of the unicorn itself in the picture. But yeah, there you go. The dice are very rounded. They aren't sharp edged dice at all. So they have a pretty good carry on the when you throw them. There's not much stopping them, so they'll continue rolling until they match up with the face on your surface. But the rounded edges on them, yeah, it allows them to travel quite a bit. So yeah, interesting dice. So let's pop this back in here. Oh, some of my players that play the Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, they started playing with me in Castles and Crusades, and I brought out these dice and they were like, what? How many sides? And they couldn't believe it. It's, you know, they're just used to this kind of stuff, right? Or traditional, what, 7 dice in there? No, we have more. We have more dice than that. This one is the Hellcat. Same thing, all the dice, except they are kind of like a cross between red and black. Little bit of a shiny speckle in them as well. And let me see, pull this guy out. I don't think I've pulled this piece of paper out yet. So, there we go. Picture of the Hellcat. Interesting. And yeah. Melee attacks ignite targets. Nasty. Immune to fire and cold. Infravision. Demon traits. Service familiar. Nice. So yeah, there's anything else it says on here? It doesn't really give much more of a explanation like it did in that one. So, little blurb on the Hellcats. You get some really weird monsters in this game, and this is no exception. So yeah, it's very gonzo. Very, very gonzo. So, and of course you get all the dice in here. Same thing, super rounded edges, so there's a lot of travel in the dice when you roll them. Especially these oddball guys. Take a while before they settle on a side. But yeah, once again, something that you don't really see much of. I know some guys will play Dungeon Crawl Classics with just the regular dice, but if you want the full experience, all the cool dice, go ahead and get yourself a tube of these guys and amaze your friends. So yeah, so I know that there's a couple of sets out there that you can get on, it's called Etsy or Wish. They do not have the same sided dice in those sets. It'll be like a multi-set with a whole bunch of different, like you get a D100 and stuff like that. There are some even higher sided dice in those Etsy sets, but the problem is it doesn't include many of these dice. So don't get the Etsy multi-weird dice sets because they won't work with DCC. They won't have the right number of sides. So, I mean, you'll have a D60 and a D50 and a D100 and all those, but when it comes to these ones here where you get to D14, D16, D24, and D30, you don't get those in those sets. So keep that in mind if you're going for cheap dice. They just don't work with DCC. I mean, probably there's somewhere out there that they'll have these extra different sized dice that match up with DCC, but I haven't really found them. So you want to play DCC as you would with the book here, full on with all the dice. You need to buy the DCC sets. So I got myself 2 sets here just in case nobody has them, and we play some DCC. And man, I do prefer playing real life than over the internet. Yeah, though I do play over the internet. I've been thinking about getting. Well, I'm on Discord, so I will let people know through my Discord when I am going to be hosting a game. Probably hosting a game of Traveler or even Numenera. So I have I'll decide on when I want to do that. Probably in the near future. I would say most likely in the around Christmas time or just before Christmas. Arrange for something like that to do a few sessions. And if it turns out to be a session that people want to return to and keep on going with, well, then yeah, it'd be cool. And I wouldn't mind, having other YouTubers join up with it. And I do have a face cam. I think I had one video with my face showing on it, which was fairly recently. But yeah, I do face-to-face kind of gaming. So I'd probably use OBS with the interface for Discord and get everybody set up properly so we see each other. Or if the players want to, they don't have to show their faces. They can just have a picture in there and just use the chat, the voice chat. I hate typing out everything because my fingers get sore after a while, so it's something I try to avoid too much typing. So I'd rather do something with voice instead, because it makes the game go a lot faster, I find. And you can get the meaning behind what you're saying by listening to the person's voice instead of typing it out and trying to guess, is this person being sarcastic, or are they being serious, or yeah, so makes it a little easier to interpret what the person is saying. So yeah, dice, DCC dice. Get your DCC dice, and don't get them from them discount places. Get them discount places, they'll rip you off. Okay. Take care, guys. Thanks for popping in for this short one. Bye.